My name is Lauren Briggs. I am the NAPA AutoCare Marketing and Sales Specialist, and I'm here to talk to you today about some of the changes and enhancements that NAPA AutoCare has done for our social media. So Eric, if you will push this forward here. Thank you. So some of the things that I want to talk to you about today is what we're doing on social media. So in 2019, we launched the Know How for All campaign, which focused on whether you are a do-it-yourself customer or a do-it-for-me customer. NAPA and NAPA AutoCare are going to get you back on the road. So with that, it also led to our digital channels and our push behind social media. So we decided to focus on three main things: achieve reach with customers, meaning grow our current follower base, as well as continue to establish top of mind thought with our current followers. Expand to new platforms beyond just Twitter, and then support more content, post more content besides the national sales drivers and the Know How for All blog posts that we used to post about. So we do that by hitting three messaging funnels. First, we want to build awareness and continue to build awareness of the NAPA AutoCare brand to all consumers. Second, we want to make them consider NAPA AutoCare centers when they need a repair. And then third, we want to lead them to actually go to your businesses when they need their repair to be done. Eric, if you'll hit next for me. So how do we do that? We hit this goal by focusing on three main posting buckets. First, campaigns and promotions. So we will post about the NAPA AutoCare sales drivers, the national sales drivers that you are all able to take advantage of. We post about events like the vehicle health check that we ran in 2019, as well as any other content such as the Right to Repair campaign that Brett spoke about during the general session. We also focus on the Always On campaign, which would be anything from when anything from the road trip posts that you may have seen on our Facebook page to asking car trivia, as well as the Know How blog content. And then finally, we've got some of the most popular drivers in racing, so we have them help us with any AutoCare content as well. Next, please. So how do we do this? How have we expanded our social media? We have grown and started a NAPA AutoCare consumer-facing Facebook page. We've also created the NAPA AutoCare Facebook forum, which I'll speak on in just a moment. We now have content that we get posted on the NAPA Know How Instagram. So we are pushing customers to you on Instagram. And we also have our great LinkedIn content that we've always had and will always continue to have. And then also our big merger was our NAPA AutoCare Twitter merged with NAPA Know How's Twitter. So our reach went from 4,900 followers to over 65,000, which is huge for us. So the NAPA AutoCare Facebook forum. This is a closed group for NAPA AutoCare centers. You may have seen on the previous slide, we have over 1,700 members, which is great. But we do want to continue to grow that, considering we have over 16,000 NAPA AutoCare centers across the country. So what is this forum? This is an opportunity for you to talk to your NAPA AutoCare centers across the country, network with them, talk about the different AutoCare programs that are available, talk about any business best tips and tricks that you guys may have come across or that you want to learn about. This is also an opportunity for you to bring anything to our attention. We really are not afraid of any type of content. There's nothing too sensitive for you to talk about on this forum. I would like to say that pricing is one of those things we will pull off to the side just because it is such a specific topic to your region and your market. We're totally happy to have those conversations, but that will be something that we pull offline and off to the side to have a one-on-one conversation with you all. So I look forward to seeing you all on our social channels and our Facebook forum. And I'm going to turn it over to Eric Tobolewski with Optimize Social Media to talk about the state of digital marketing. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. It's great to have a Facebook group where you can go with like-minded individuals. So yeah, if you're not part of that, please join it. It's an awesome outlet for you guys. With that said, we're going to turn it over to our piece on digital marketing, which is massive. And I know that we had an hour to talk about this if we were down in Vegas. Now we're down to about 20 minutes here. So I've had to condense this a lot. And the great news is in 2021, we'll actually have Facebook on stage with us as well. So we are going to expand on this. So keep in mind that a lot of the stuff that I'm going to go over here in 20 minutes can be applied. Like I'm going to talk about Google a lot because that's been ranked the #1 driver of business for a small business in America today with a brick and mortar store. But know that the changes that Google does, so does Yelp, right? And so is Bing. So even though I'm going to be very specialized today and pointed, these digital marketing trends are going out. And the big thing I want you guys to think about, social, search, and shop all in one. That's going to be digital marketing in the future. And I'm going to show you some big changes that have happened in the last year and a half. So the goal today is just to help educate and prepare you of these changes. Try as best as I can to break it down in 20 minutes and examine that impact on a business and show you that by driving awareness and trust through social media outlets and by taking care of your directories, that digital marketing does equal more customers. And the coolest thing about this stuff is it's all organic, right? So it's not like having to spend $10,000 on a postcard campaign. The customers. We are catering to 5 generations, right? We already know about the silent generation. We're all up to speed. A lot of people on this call are Gen Xers and baby boomers. I was just in a meeting prior to COVID hitting, and the speaker was talking about how millennials and businesses still had to be prepared for them, right? I'm a millennial. I'm 39 years old. It's time to stop talking about millennials and start looking at Gen Z, right? Gen Z is turning 25 years old this year. I have 3 of them, maybe 4. My youngest might be in the next generation. We'll see how that turns out. So, but this is the first generation that has only known an online lifestyle. And they are very pragmatic and they're multitaskers because they're used to multiple devices in front of their faces. And they rely on the internet for everything. And they are very locally driven, as a matter of fact. But also even online, like instead of buying on Amazon, they want to buy from an independent seller of certain things, and they're into different apps, right? But they look at that reputation and they utilize the internet for everything. And so that's a little bit different, right? So we're still kind of used to the different generations that are going to be driven by that word of mouth. Well, you know, this generation, their word of mouth is online, right? They're on video chats all day long with their friends. They're, you know, Snapchatting, Instagramming, all that different stuff, right? But whether you're a Gen Z or silent generation, when your car breaks down, it's still the same type of search habits have to happen, right? 58% of those searches are done on mobile devices. We're almost up to a complete 60%. This is from Google. 53% of mobile devices in the US are Android. And why that's important for you to know is because of Google being that driver of business, right? So if you're thinking about what am I going to prioritize, that's obviously going to be a big one. And almost all of these searches are, you know, local search inquiries when it comes to the automotive related industry. The algorithms are going to basically make that happen by default through the GPS and near me searches. You guys already know that, but it's huge because the automotive industry is one of the most commonly searched industries because people's cars are always breaking down, right? So it is a massive search volume every single month on the internet for this. And people do their research. They might Google auto repair, you know, 15 times depending on how severe the service is, right? Looking at different shops, looking at different options. And what I want to do is just kind of walk you through how that works again. So I know as owners, we sometimes don't look at what the customers do every day. Customers just simply going to search for auto repair. They can filter by those top rated shops right inside of Google. Being #1 is very important. So this is that Google 3-path. And I know that for years, everyone's talking about search engine optimization. You know, that has to do more with websites. Your directory of your 3-path is very, very important. You want to be on that locally, especially for those top searches that drive most of your revenue. And that's really something that can be done through managing that page. And this is where that digital marketing change is really even happening. So what factors into those results? Well, the top things are going to be your business information consistency, completion of your profiles. This next one is the one where we see most errors on behalf of auto repair shop owners, and that's updating the new features and information inside of the profile itself. The problem is if you don't do that, right, and your competition does, they have a chance to hurdle over you in those rankings, and you want to be up on the top of that. Social search engine optimization, which is a new term. It's a new buzz term out there. That's where you're utilizing your social media, your posting, your reviews to hit keywords in there. And of course, actions such as calls, directions, website clicks. You know, if someone Googles auto repair and they don't click on your name, chances are that the next person down, if they can keep in those clicks, because they're more relevant, Google might rank them up. So we want to make sure that you're really focused on the things that you sell and not the things that you don't, because that can hurt. And of course, your website's a big part of that. But now you can help link your directories to your websites more than ever, and I'll show you an example of that in a little bit. So we're going to look at a quick video of some new features inside of Google. And when you look at this, I want you to think of what does it remind you of? So inside of your GMB profile, a customer can look at this. They can make an appointment right from your profile. They can see your services. They can click on updates, which has your coupons, your specials, any rebates you have going on, new features. Go right to an actual services page and see all of the different services that you have to offer. Is anybody thinking of something? This looks a lot to me like a website, right? A miniature mobile website that contains all of your business information. Your reviews, which are filterable now, so they can hone in on the services that are most important to them, and your About Us page. It's almost a complete website without ever having to leave Google. I believe that's why you're probably going to hear a term like zero-click, search, basically, where people can see your products and information right inside that profile. Products. So let's say you sell tires, maybe windshield wipers, maybe you have a side business. You can actually load your products right into Google, and you don't have to do an e-commerce cart, right? It can be call now, linked to your website. All of that stuff is now available to you inside of there. And these features are also showing up in other platforms as well. Yelp is expanding theirs. Facebook is expanding their offerings out there. And so we're seeing that social search and shop all in one, right? So Google wants to keep people on Google. Same thing with that posting. Years ago, we had Google My Business. Not a really good social platform, but what they've done is transformed that feature for a business. And it's been on for almost a year and a half, 2 years right now, but it continues to evolve and modify. And right now, you can actually post any products in there, any services, your offers. And the benefit in doing all of this inside of Google is you're injecting your business information right into the #1 source that consumers use to find your services, to call your phone, right? And so this is way more advantageous to spend the time to make sure this stuff is done for you, and make sure that that stuff's in there, because that's going to help your search value, right? Responding to reviews. We talked about social SEO just a little bit before. You know, inside of your Google My Business page, your GMB page, you can respond to your reviews. Make sure you're using keywords inside there. Not only is it going to help with the filters, but in platforms like Yelp, it's actually shown to impact your actual rankings because they have a limited category database, right? So there's tons of different benefits within that, but it also makes connections. So utilizing social SEO keywords inside the review responses is also very important. That's a major change. Google also started notifying people that you responded to the reviews. They didn't for the first 10 years that they had them. Moving over to Facebook. Right away, you saw a Book Now feature. Again, they have all of their services, and they actually have a lot of room for you to put descriptions of those services, which is nice. You can get heavy into some keywords. It's not as limited in the characters as Google is. But again, as you continue through here, you have reviews, shop, offers, and then the best part is those videos and photos that you can put out there, which are going to help people get to know you and build that trust. And again, when you look at Gen Z coming out, this is the stuff that they look for. I was interviewing a younger gal, and I said, you know, what's important about social media for a small business. And she says, I go check out their Facebook or Instagram page immediately to see what type of people they are, right? So this stuff is extremely important. But again, you can post your jobs on here. This is looking exactly like a website. And we're going to see the features grow. It's a small one right now, but as these features grow, we have to stay on top of them. Why? Well, for Facebook, for example, over 223 million people access Facebook every single month, every month. And this is straight from Facebook. We have a Facebook rep, so we get these updates from them. It's massive, right? So if you're thinking about where you're going to spend your time and your money, right, this is where you can identify the most people at any given time. They also own Instagram, which is very important to Gen Z, right? Instagram is their primary source. And I believe between Facebook and Instagram, you can reach roughly 85% of the US population at this point, because you're hitting both those millennials up, and then you're also hitting the millennials and down that are on Instagram, right? So two very important platforms, and they are starting to integrate together. As a matter of fact, our database system, they're switching all their stuff over, and why that's important is because Mark Zuckerberg said he wants someone that's on Facebook to be able to communicate with people on other platforms, someone that's on Instagram to do that. And why that's important to you, again, is as a business, you want to be able to reach all of those consumers in your market, right? And they're building tools right now that are going to enable you to do that. Manage it from one spot, promote it to another. And in many instances, you can already do it. Now, what does it mean to your business if you do this stuff? And there's a lot of stuff we haven't covered. We haven't covered, advertising on Facebook. We'll cover that in 2021. We haven't covered posting on Facebook, growing followers, Twitter. There's a lot when it comes to digital marketing. So we will get to that during the meeting next year. But if you do the basics of it, if you're posting on Facebook, you're taking care of your profiles, you will see a massive increase in the amount of searches that you come up, which can mean a lot more business for you. So this is a group of clients of ours. It's like a 97% increase in the total volume, search volume that they had from one year to another, right? So because their profiles were taken care of, because they're talking on social media, they're starting to come up in that 3-pack. That's what these numbers pull from, not from the search engine, not from those organic results below it. These are all 3-pack results. This is massive. And we break that down into 2 sections. We do direct searches, and then we also do discovery searches, right? So big thing is a direct search is when someone's looking for your business name. You guys always say those are your loyal customers coming back to your business. Well, you can see here that the discovery searches, which are searches like auto repair near me, brake service, tires, those outpace those direct searches 3-to-1, right? So there is a lot of business, a ton of it out there that is ready to be earned if you're doing the right things. And we see this time and time again with those clients, right? So step 1 is coming up in the search and then getting the information over to them so you can see an increase in phone calls and website clicks. And again, we see that go up and across the board over and over again as well. So phone calls, website clicks, all of these numbers start to increase simply by making sure that you're always innovative. And I think that's the key term here is, we see a lot of shops that will go out, they'll say, hey, I'll do this myself, right? I can do it. They do take care of maybe the basics, but what it ends up happening is 15 new features get launched between 2 or 3 different platforms, and next thing you know, they're stagnant again, or they're going down because the Meineke's and the Midases and all the big box stores of the world, their marketing teams are trying to stay on top of this stuff. And that's really where OSM comes into play. So, we're here, we are a do-it-for-me solution, and we are here to help you guys out as much as possible with this stuff. So I do want to just play a testimony. Hopefully this audio works over. It's kind of a last-minute decision here to put this in. So Rick, if you have any advice, you can chime in on that, but I'm going to hit play. This is Troy from our Troy's AutoCare, Donnie Hudson. He's just a great customer of ours, but at the end of the day, he's a great AutoCare center and a great leader for you guys in that. And he's got a lot to say about digital marketing and doing it the right way.
Hi, I'm Donnie Hudson, owner of Troy AutoCare, Troy, Michigan. I'm a NAPA Gold Certified AutoCare Center. I'm here to tell you that NAPA AutoCare is ready to beat competition. And nowadays, that's comes to digital marketing. And the concept is simple. By being the top search results, we will develop more trust, and ultimately, this translates to more business. You see, it's not just about what we sell. It's about our brand and who we are.
I'm gonna pause that for a second. Normally this has been playing just fine, but
It's about connecting with the customer. You can't
It does
think
look a
short
bit choppy.
You must look to the future. Because nowadays, everyone's online. If you try digital marketing and didn't get good results, or if you just need help, Optimize Social Media is a great place to start. They'll help you and guide you every step of the way. I'm Donnie Hudson. It's time for you to get social.
so hopefully that audio played for you. If not, we will have it posted on our YouTube page. You can watch it there along with several other testimonials. So to really kind of wrap this up today, you know, Gen Z is here. And with millennials turning 40 years old, you are more tied to digital marketing than ever, right? And those profiles, as well as your social media, are starting to merge features as they compete for marketplace. GMB has been rated for the first time as the #1 driver of business for a small independent shop, and especially with those organic phone calls, right? And social, search, and shop are all in one. And that's going to be the message moving forward. And we want to be innovators, especially in the NAPA AutoCare space. We don't want to be listed 4th on that 3-pack. We don't want to be on the 3rd page of the results, right? We want to make sure that we're staying up in that competition. So how can OSM help? Well, we can help by delivering a full suite of digital media marketing solutions. Directory management, social media management, reputation management, advertising, and websites. Our core product that we have covers your directories, your reputation, social media, advertising, budget on Facebook. We actually have over 1,000 AutoCare centers and over 3,000 shops in the US that work with us currently. And we do a great job. So, but it is a do-it-for-me solution, which is really nice because then you can be a little bit more hands-off on it. And just to kind of run through that, with our setup process, it's normally $1,000. We spend over 10 hours cleaning up data, making sure your products and services are loading in there, merging irrelevant pages. It's actually crazy, the processes that you have to do to even verify pages anymore, which a lot of people have claimed but not verified. So we make sure that it's all taken care of and cleaned up for you, right? Our core program is going to take care of Facebook, Google, Twitter, Yelp, and YouTube support. We have a specialized posting strategy where we post 5 times a week for you of engaging content that consumers like on social media. You get quarterly planning calls. We content and format for you, take care of any videos and upload them for you, as well as we have a Facebook advertising budget built into our regular price of $349. It's $45 a month that you get a lot out of that, believe it or not. I mean, you're getting thousands and thousands of local impressions, drop a pin on your store, 10, 15-mile radius, depending on your location. And for NAPA, it's actually $339 a month. So you get a $10 a month discount and $300 setup fee. So it's a full do-it-for-me solution. It's very innovative. And our big show special that we're running is that we will let customers sign up. We will waive the full $1,000 setup fee. We will waive the first month of service. So it's $304. You just have to pay the $45 first month ad budget. We do ask for a commitment for waiving such a tremendous amount of money, but it shouldn't be any issues. And typically, we can get people set up within about 10 to 20 business days, depending on the current state of your profiles. But as we look to rebound from you know, the COVID and make sure that our businesses are thriving, we have to make sure that we're tuned into social media, and we're here to help support you guys. So with that said, I am done. If anybody has any questions, or Rick, if you have anything else, I'll turn it back over to you.